The government takes these findings extremely seriously, as I am sure does every member of this House. We are carefully considering the report's findings in detail and their implications. In particular, the conclusion that the Russian state was probably involved in the murder of Mr. Litvinenko is deeply disturbing. It goes without saying that this was a blatant and unacceptable breach of the most fundamental tenets of international law and of civilised behaviour. But we have to accept this does not come as a surprise. The inquiry confirms the assessment of successive governments that this was a state-sponsored act. This assessment has informed the government's approach to date. Since 2007, that approach has comprised a series of steps to respond to Russia and its provocation. The Metropolitan Police Service's investigation into Mr. Litvinenko's murder remains open, and I can tell the House today that Interpol notices and European arrest warrants are in place so that the main suspects, Andrei Lugovoy and Dmitry Koftin, can be arrested if they travel abroad. In light of the report's findings, the government will go further, and Treasury ministers have today agreed to put in place asset freezes against the two individuals. Russia's continued failure to ensure that the perpetrators of this terrible crime can be brought to justice is unacceptable. I've written to the Director of Public Prosecutions this morning, asking her to consider whether any further action should be taken, both in terms of extradition and freezing criminal assets. These decisions are, of course, a matter for the Independent Crown Prosecution Service, but the government remains committed to pursuing justice in this case. We've always made our position clear to the Russian government and in the strongest possible terms, and we are doing so again today. We're making senior representations to the Russian government in Moscow, and at the same time we'll be summoning the Russian ambassador in London to the Foreign Office, where we will express our profound displeasure at Russia's failure to cooperate and provide satisfactory answers. Specifically, we have and will continue to demand that the Russian government account for the role of the FSB in this case. I sincerely hope that for the sake of Marina and Anatoly Litvinenko, for the sake of Mr. Litvinenko's wider family and friends, and for the sake of justice, that those responsible can be brought to trial.